Geil, wie die Kuh da wegrennt.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! Yeah, I was building on the lecture. Verses coming daily under pressure. Working on the plot and the scheme. The true stock trademark is at the edge of your dreams. I'm talking one shot for the kill. The breeze come freeze up, straight dropping the chills. I'm talking taking over pieces and shares. A bomb race sky high. Check the movement is here. Yeah, it's one shot. Now the future is yours. Go!
You guys probably all remember this guy, right? Jeremy Clarkson. Now, in 2007, he made a DVD in which he featured a whole bunch of supercars, one of which was the 599 GTB. I never thought that 13 years later, you and me are going to be doing a video with exactly the same car. Well, it's not exactly the same one. You see, we also have a 599, but it's not the GTB. No, it's something a little bit more special. But before we get to that, why don't you subscribe to our channel? Hit that little reminder button so you get notified every time that we upload a new video. You can also follow us on Instagram at Novitec Group, or me personally at Beyond the Cock. Right, let's get to it then. This is the Ferrari 599 SA Aperta. And no, the SA doesn't stand for South Africa, me bro. The SA stands for Sergio and Andrea Pininfarina. Those are the designers at Ferrari. And because the Pininfarina design company turned 80 years old, they thought, why don't we make this a limited number of 80 cars? All 80 of them were sold before it even reached the public. So what is so special about this 599? To find out, we're going to have to dig deep under the skin. And that is 3 layers of it. Yes, it has a special paint job that was worth 18,000 euros more. And it looks ridiculously gorgeous. So, this is from the Aperta. Now, the 599 has a 6-litre naturally aspirated V12 engine producing 620 horsepower and 608 Newton meters of torque. But not in the Aperta. You see, the Aperta, that's got the engine from the GTO. It's a more highly tuned version of the GTO's V12, and it produced 670 horsepower and 620 Newton meters of torque. The 599 Aperta comes out with a 7-speed dual-clutch F1 gearbox. These lovely little flappy panels behind the steering wheel. However, about 30 of the 80, I think, they made them with a 6-speed manual gearbox, which would have been just the absolute cream of the crop to have that here. But, I think that might have actually been a bit more expensive. Not sure, but sad thing that was one of the last models to ever have a manual gearbox. Very, very tragic. The 599 is the very first GT car from Ferrari to actually have an aluminium chassis. It gives it more rigidity and of course makes it rather light, which in this case is 1,690 kilos, which isn't really light. But then again, that's by today's standards. If you compare it, for example, with the McLaren GT that weighs less than 1,500 kilos. But this is just way more special. Oh yeah, by the way, if you want to see the GT film, you can click on the link over here. I can walk through the picture like one of those. He didn't like that take. Now the 599 has these dampers on it. And you can try and pronounce that because I won't. You can also have optional carbon ceramic brakes. So, das muss passen. Now besides the Aperta being a really good looking car, let's talk about these beautiful functional C-pillars over here, carbon fiber. They channel the air coming from the side towards the back, and at 299 kilometers per hour, noted, they can generate 160 kilograms of downforce, which is enough to actually not have to stick a big wing on the back. Speaking of which, this entire bootlet is made out of aluminium to save weight. And then in the front and in the rear, you've got cavities that feed air towards the brakes to keep them cool. That was good, wasn't it? Now the 599 has been fitted with the exhaust from the 599XX, but it does have our sport muffler. The good thing though is that with our sport muffler, you're able to turn it into neighborhood friendly mode. You can do that easily by turning the Manantino switch to the snow mode. But in order to see just how loud this exhaust is with our muffler and the flaps open, we're going to use the decibel meter. So let me just put this on. Okay. That is quite loud, but it's a good loud. That is a beautiful noise. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful noise. Absolutely love that beat. Well. And in case you wanted to see what the 458 Speciale with our complete race exhaust system sounds like, then click on this link over here. You can watch the entire video. All right. Oh, jumping into life. Good. I'm pretty speechless in this, to be honest. Let me just drive this. Let me just feel what it feels like. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to go for snowy to sport, which makes it louder instantaneously. Oh my word. Well, that's the thing about driving a cabriolet, about driving a car with no roof. It's about nature actually getting into the car with you. You're supposed to enjoy everything around you. The sun on your face, the wind in your hair. And the bathtub full of noise. Wow. What a noise this is. What an incredible noise. That's why there's the Mini Cabriolet and the VW Beetle Cabriolet, and they don't have a lot of horsepower because it's not really about that, which is why we're not going to be driving this Ferrari fast in this episode, because it's just not made for that. Then again, maybe it is. When you're driving a car with F1 and its nomenclature, it's not meant to go slow. Driving this car slow, you should be punished for it. You ready? Oh my word. Oh, this muffler of ours is very, very good. The thing is, there's something about Ferrari that never changes, and that's the fact that it's able to kindle your soul. It's still the ability of this brand to play race car with that 5-year-old boy inside of your heart. And in my opinion, that really is the worth of these cars. Honestly. Cheers. Oh gosh, being a kid. Let's switch this off. Oh, it's a neighbor-friendly mode, of course, easily done on Manatino switch. And then just enjoy the last roll back into the village. What a fabulous car. 10 years old. The thing is, the engine of this car is 10 years old. The gearbox is 10 years old. The suspension, the drivetrain, everything about this car is 10 years old. And it's still fantastic. Really is. I think that's it for this take.